Tonight, the Rangers return home after a very successful road trip of a week ago when they went all 3 games, starting with their win last Tuesday in Ottawa and then the 2 monster wins within the Metropolitan Division, Friday night in Columbus and Saturday night in New Jersey. Rangers sweeping their 3-game road swing, and they return home tonight when they'll host the Phoenix Coyotes. And you talk about getting a totally different vibe, a totally different feel between 2 teams. The Rangers and Coyotes, they've met once before this season. It was on opening night, and so much has changed for both teams since then. But what hasn't changed, and the expectations for both teams have not changed, because both teams are right smack dab in the mix, fighting for a playoff spot in their respective divisions and conference. Right now, both Phoenix in the West, Rangers in the East, if the season ended today, would be in the 2014 Stanley Cup playoffs. As we look over my shoulder and the Rangers skating behind us, we do note that John Moore is not practicing with the team. John Moore did not play Saturday night against the New Jersey Devils because of concussion symptoms, using the words of head coach Alain Vigneault. Moore took that hit Friday night against the Columbus Blue Jackets, hard into the wall in the first period. Blake Como ran him high and hard into the wall. Moore did not play the rest of the first period. He retreated back to the dressing room. But in the second period, he did come out with the team. He did play several shifts before shutting it down for the rest of the night. And again, we have no further update just yet on John Moore's condition, but we can tell you that he is not taking part in the Rangers' morning skate. Likely, that will mean that Rafael Diaz will play his second straight game for the Blue Shirts. Diaz had a very solid debut. The guy that was acquired from Vancouver at the trade deadline and that was a healthy scratch for 9 consecutive games, stepped right into the Rangers lineup, played nearly 17 minutes against the Devils on Saturday night. He was a +1, recorded a shot on goal, blocked a couple shots, but really impressed with his quick first outlet pass out of his own zone, and really impressed on the power play as well, especially the power play that the Rangers had in the third period, where he actually started on the first unit and moved the puck crisply and quickly and gave an entirely different dimension to what had become a very deliberate Ranger power play. He added a little bit more sense of urgency, if you will, in my opinion, moving the puck again very, very quickly, not letting that puck stay on his stick for too long, and as such, had the Devils moving around quite a bit defensively, and again, as such, created or helped generate quite a few more scoring chances for the New York Rangers. So likely we'll see Rafael Diaz in the lineup tonight. We'll wait for Alain Vigneault's official word on that. And as we continue to look at the lineup, as we look at the Rangers taking part in the morning skate, counting heads out there, and I'm not quite sure I see Martin St. Louis. Again, we will try and confirm whether or not St. Louis is out there, and if he's not, why he is not out there. Derek Dorsett also did not play Saturday night in New Jersey, was unavailable to play. He had a case of the stomach flu. And Daniel Carcillo was back in the lineup. Carcillo had not played Friday night in Columbus. Dorsett had taken his spot on the fourth line. And then Dorsett was expected to play again on Saturday after the Rangers' 3-1 win in Columbus. But again, he came down with the stomach flu, and Carcillo was reinserted into the lineup. We see right now both Carcillo and Dorsett are taking part in this morning's morning skate for the Rangers. Prior to tonight's game, Rangers will be holding an on-ice ceremony saluting their goaltender Henrik Lundqvist, who certainly had a big week. He's had a big career, but he had a big week for the Rangers last week. Tuesday night's win in Ottawa lifted Henrik Lundqvist into sole possession of the franchise's all-time wins list as he passed Mike Richter with his 302nd win. Of course, he's tacked on a couple more since then, but he'll be saluted for that, as well as the fact that he passed Eddie Giacomin on Saturday night as the New York Rangers' all-time leader in shutouts as he picked up his 50th career shutout on Saturday night against the New Jersey Devils, and kind of fitting that it was against the Devils because that was his 8th career regular season shutout against the New Jersey Devils. And now we're getting official word from the New York Rangers that indeed Martin St. Louis and Derek Stepan both are not on the ice right now. Both are suffering from the flu. So neither is taking part in the morning skate. No word yet whether or not they'll be able to play tonight or even if they'd be a game time decision. But the big news here at Rangers Skate is that neither Marty St. Louis nor Derek Stepan is taking part in the skate because of the flu. And again, John Moore is not taking part either, as he sat out Saturday's game because of concussion symptoms. So that's the big news here. Again, getting back to Henrik Lundqvist. Lundqvist will be honored before the game, and rightfully so, for those two great milestones. Henrik was telling us after the game on Saturday night that what made passing Eddie Giacomin as the franchise's all-time leader in shutouts even more special was the fact that his parents were in town. His parents had flown in from Sweden to be a part of tonight's ceremony, to be here at the Garden for the ceremony. And oh yeah, they just happened to be in the building Saturday night in New Jersey, out in Newark, as Lundqvist set another franchise record. So he said that was very, very, very special for him to have his parents here in New York, or as it was in New Jersey on Saturday night when he passed that record. We're now receiving more updated word from the New York Rangers, official word, that the health status of both Marty St. Louis and Derek Stepan will be evaluated later today. And at that time, the Rangers will decide whether or not if either will be able to play, if neither will be able to play, or if one or if the two might be able to play. Again, those decisions will come later today. If you're joining our live stream a little bit late, we've just received word that Marty St. Louis and Derek Stepan are both suffering from the flu. Remember, Derek Dorsett was knocked out of Saturday's game for the same reason. So neither of those two Rangers taking part in the morning skate, and they'll be evaluated later on to see whether or not they will be able to play tonight against the Phoenix Coyotes team that has just as much to play for as does the New York Rangers. Rangers right now find themselves in third place in the Metropolitan Division, a 3-point lead right now on the Washington Capitals, 4 up on the Columbus Blue Jackets. But the Phoenix Coyotes are right in the mix of a playoff race as well, as they find themselves in the top, in the second wild card spot, and a couple points up on the Dallas Stars. So Phoenix has won 7 out of their last 10. And if you remember back on opening night, they hosted the New York Rangers out in Glendale, and they beat the Rangers by the score of 4-1 as Mike Smith bested Henrik Lundqvist in goal. Mark Stahl scored the only Ranger goal that night. Again, as the Rangers opened up that season-opening 9-game road trip, if you remember, with the 4-1 loss out in Phoenix. Rangers have won their last 4 straight games against the Coyotes in this building here at Madison Square Garden. And if you're looking for connections as well, there we definitely have connections between the Rangers and Coyotes, because one of the all-time most popular New York Rangers is the guy that's put together this Coyotes team, and we take a look at him right now. That is Don Maloney. He is the general manager of the Phoenix Coyotes, longtime popular Ranger, of course the brother of former Ranger captain Dave Maloney, who works on the MSG, both broadcasts on radio and television. Donnie Maloney, great to see him back inside Madison Square Garden again, one of the most popular and most hardworking players at number 12, certainly remembered by guys like me who grew up following him right here at Madison Square Garden. Good to see him in town with the Phoenix Coyotes. Rangers Coyotes tonight drop the puck at 7 o'clock. MSG Network hits the air at 6:30 with the pregame show. And, of course, remember, throughout the day, we'll have all your latest updates, everything you're going to need to know, in particular about the health status of both Derek Stepan and Marty St. Louis. We'll have everything right here on BlueShirtsUnited.com and on the Rangers' official Twitter account at NY Rangers. Throughout the day, that will include Alain Vigneault's morning press conference. We'll have some player interviews as well. And, again, as soon as we have any definitive word on whether Stepan or St. Louis will play tonight, you'll see it on the Rangers' official Twitter, at NY Rangers, and also on the team's official website, BlueShirtsUnited.com. Rangers Coyotes tonight. Rangers look to make it 4 in a row. They've won 4 out of their last 5. All those wins have come on the road. They need to start winning here at the Garden, where they've played 500 hockey so far this season. Enjoy the game tonight, everybody.